What is up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Free Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Sydney Lincoln. I'm here with your co-host, Jesse Priest. Maybe. Okay.
Hi.
Guest stars, we have Brenna Spencer, Rhea Spencer, Sarah Lincoln, and Tristan Diaz. Some of you may know me from my old YouTube channel that actually got taken down yesterday. So that's the main reason we decided to start this podcast.
Hi guys, I'm Jessie. I am Sydney's girlfriend and co-host. Fun fact about me is I like to sing.
Come on. Hey, I'm Brenna. I'm Sydney's bestie twin. I used to be on her channel a few times growing up, so you might have seen me there. We're all grown now, so this is about to be so fun, and graduated.
Are you okay?
I can't breathe. I'm Sarah, and I'm Cindy's sister. And fun fact about me, I'm left-handed.
Hey y'all, I'm Trissy D. I'm pretty, I'm skinny, and we're here to talk the tea, baby. We gotta get into it today.
Hi guys, I'm Rhea. I'm Brenna's niece. I don't have a fun fact. I'm fantastic.
All right, well, I think we should discuss why we decided to create a podcast. This is something we've been wanting to do for a while. And I feel like my YouTube channel getting deleted with hundreds of childhood memories kind of pushed me over the edge. This is my retaliation. And I feel like we all have something to talk about. So we're gonna try it out, see where it takes us. If you guys have any topics you would like us to discuss, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. We are tired because we were up till 3 a.m. last night filming this podcast, which was supposed to be episode 1. And when I played back the video, there was no audio of me. But some interesting things did happen.
Hi, I'm Jessie. What do you want me to say? I don't know what to say.
That's Sydney's girlfriend.
Yep.
They're in the same house.
Oh my god, the crackhead's at the window, guys. The crackhead's at the window.
What the
What
fuck?
the fuck?
The crackhead's at the I want to know what he wants. Probably some money. He said.
How are you not freaking out? They just said crackheads at the window, like so casual.
Crackheads at the window.
Sunny, can we unmute?
I don't know, I kind of like it this way. But speaking of new beginnings, Sarah just graduated and so did
And Rhea.
They had their open houses. Sarah's was interesting. The power did go out at one point. It was fun. Here's a picture of all of us at the open house.
Let's not forget the hail.
And it was hailing. It was storming,
storming really
hailing.
bad.
So how-
Tornado. A tornado.
Tornadoes. There were
Yeah.
multiple tornadoes. Yep. So how do you guys feel to be graduated and out into the real world and about to go to college?
Ready?
It feels normal. I feel like I'm living.
It's
It
crazy.
doesn't feel real
It's
yet.
crazy stuff.
It's like when someone asks you, like, after your birthday, how old?
Yeah, like do you
feel
yeah,
different?
Oh, dude, I feel the same.
Nothing has changed yet until we go
No.
to college.
Yeah. Speaking of birthdays, I just had one. I just turned 23.
No one has.
She's old. She's old. No
Me?
one called the nursing home. Brenna, don't be nodding your head. You're pretty old too over there, girl.
I'm only 21 when no kids have.
Anyways, a lot was discussed yesterday. We went over Oliver Tree's death.
It was pretty tragic, and I was really upset when I found out, especially the way he died. I definitely feel like there's more to it than just like, I mean, a plane crash or a helicopter crash is like kind of fucking crazy. Oh,
Yes, because this was weird. So, basically, I seen like, you know how all week it's been TikToks about him and like dying and stuff, and then I seen like all these TikToks about people saying Atlantic Records killed him, alleged. Now, you know they also have a fishy, they have a fishy like rep with other people, so I wouldn't be surprised. And low key, when I first seen that, I was like, I would not be surprised, like, because big corporation stuff like record labels, whoop de whoop, like. But then I seen this guy on TikTok and he was like, Oliver Tree was working on this documentary about Antarctica, allegedly. And apparently he was like saying like that he found like a ice wall and like this and that, like all like conspiracy stuff, saying that he like allegedly found this and that, and that he was like real life like saying this and that and coming out with some documentary about it. Well, whether he did or not, you know, the government don't play about that shit, especially when you got a big platform like that to be talking on. So you know what I mean? And then the guy was basically saying like he thought that was fishy as hell, and I was like, I don't know, like I could see. I mean, I feel like it could really real life be like anything. You know what I mean?
We went over Jelly Roll's.
We went over Jelly Roll's
Divorce.
divorce. Him and his wife are divorcing, which we just can't believe.
While we're talking about liars, the internet is a liar too.
But apparently she cheated on him with his best friend.
Nobody cheated on nobody.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up a Reddit story and it's just...
Anyways, no, we know what our first topic is. I don't know why Sydney's even trying to pull up a Reddit story. Our first topic, we want to talk about the Mackenzie Skrilla case.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we have some interesting news for those of you guys who have seen The Crash on Netflix and are familiar with this case. Sarah has some interesting news she would like to share.
Since it's
Oh, yeah.
Pride Month, I wanted to come out.
I knew it.
Okay, seriously? Mackenzie Skrilla, her cousin, works with my mom. I guess she told my mom that she was always like kind of crazy and ghetto, and like her like side of the family was. And
Oh wow.
Which
I
goes
bet
to
you
show
would.
that literally it's just more right. It's just more proof over the fact that Kenzie Skrilla is more suspect to have murdered her boyfriend than it have been an accident.
What
Like
do you
she
guys
We need to
think?
roll some
Do
of
you
the
guys-
clips.
Is this what we was talking about with the girl who crashed the car and then
Yeah.
the boyfriend
Mhm.
or everybody?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Her boyfriend and her friend died in the car crash, and
His
she
friend,
lived.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
don't think it was an accident. I think
It was not an accident.
100%.
Oh, there was no accident. You're literally calling your
intentional.
mom and telling her to say that you had a seizure.
Right, yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
I
if
can
y'all-
see Riker her, you know.
Right. I don't know if y'all heard, but I also saw on Facebook that one of the Kenzie Skrilla's prison mates basically called her out, saying that she basically didn't feel bad about what happened and was bragging about how she killed her
I did
boyfriend
see
and everything
that.
like that. Yeah. And there's also news about how like she admitted fully to like her besties in prison that she did like
But she
crash
probably
the
don't have
car on
no
purpose.
remorse.
Yeah.
There was
Probably
also
bragging
on
about
Fox
it and stuff.
8. On Fox 8, they requested like her prison like log, and like she's been like wrote up so many times since she's been in there for like just like dress code, like dressing like a slut, like not following prison rules, like
Oh,
acting
wow.
like absurd. Yeah.
Acting a fool.
I did see that too.
Acting
Yeah,
a fool
she's
in the
just like
prison.
basically treating prison like it's a club.
And her
I'm
mom
like,
is
I go
definitely
on
in on
TikTok
it.
and I see her on a full beat, and I'm like, girl, you're literally in prison. How do you have a full beat?
I know.
on?
Didn't she get like a phone in there or something? She's taking like selfies.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all watched the documentary on Netflix, but I found it really weird that right after the crash happened, she was talking to some brand that was reaching out to her saying that like they
Oh,
wanted
I
her
seen
to
that.
be a model, and her responding right away and being all excited about that. Like, wouldn't you be more like, you know, upset and mourning like the death of your boyfriend if you really felt that
Oh
bad?
yeah, for sure.
Right.
Any sane person would
Right.
definitely.
So it's like, why are you reaching out to a brand, you know, trying to get popularity when
Right,
your
that's
boyfriend just
crazy.
died?
And their
That is
relationship was so
crazy.
toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the messages and all were insane.
Yeah.
It's just so obvious. So the consensus on that is she did it, obviously.
Right.
Kristen, why am I looking at your ceiling right now? Bro, I'm gonna beat Sarah's ass if she keeps leaving.
Wait, what about the sauces?
They need to put the nacho fries in the.
Well, this is
combos.
good because
They
this
need to
is
put the
hot-
nacho fries in the bag, is what they need to do.
Guys, let's turn this into a
Mhm.
Taco Bell mukbang
I was
right
about
now.
to say this is a Taco Bell debate anyway. I mean, a debate's a debate.
Unfortunately, I already ate mine.
I didn't even finish mine. It was so disgusting.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
wasn't
want
the
to talk
greatest.
about Taco Bell anymore.
Yeah, Sarah's getting
Poor
triggered, guys.
Sarah.
Sarah's
I'm
getting
triggered.
non-flashbacks.
It was straight Doritos Locos Tacos when I threw up.
Oh no.
All right, guys, let's get back on the topic. What's the
Okay,
next topic?
back on track. So there is a subreddit called Ask LGBT, where people ask questions that they have about LGBT. And since everybody in here is gay, I thought this would be great. Plus, it's Pride Month.
Period.
So,
Happy Pride Month.
the first one we have is it wrong for me to dislike being called bisexual just because my girlfriend is trans? Sorry if this sounds bad, I'll delete it if it's in bad taste. I really don't want to sound like I'm trying to feel oppressed, I just wanted to know if I'm being very wrong.
Is this a guy posting this?
Yeah, I'm a Kishette man. What does that mean? CISAGT.
He's a cishet man, so he's a straight, he was born a man.
It identifies as a man.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm dating a trans girl for almost 2 years now. And sometimes when people find out, they start saying things like, so you're bisexual. Have you ever thought about whether you're bisexual? Or just state that I am? I know it's not malicious, I hope not, but sometimes it makes me uncomfortable because it implies that I don't see her as a real woman, especially when I correct them. Sometimes they say, but, you know, I'm not biphobic or panphobic. The problem isn't being called bisexual or pansexual, it's what people seem to imply when they say it. I don't know if I'm just uneducated and it's rare for a heterosexual person to date a trans person, but it's a common enough reaction to make me think. I apologize if the question is in bad taste. Just let me know and I'll delete it.
This is literally like what I was just asking.
So,
Some comments, somebody said no, they're being transphobic. Someone said, nah, dude, trans women are women. Someone said, you're right to ask. People should know better than to reinterpret your orientation and misgender your girlfriend this way. You know who you are. Trust yourself. Don't accept other people's weird comments.
mhm.
Someone said it feels transphobic and disrespectful of both you and your partner. Has anyone ever said this in front of your partner? And if so, what was her reaction? And they said, now that you mention it, it never happened while she was present. Now it seems even stranger.
I feel like it's a touchy subject, honestly, because, I mean, first off, I don't think it's right for anybody to just assume. I think that it should be politely asked, you know, what is your sexuality before just assuming, oh, so you're bi.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the first thing. But also at the same time, which I'm not siding like with anybody who's assuming that the guy's bi or anything, but at the same time, like just from my personal experience, like I had at the time I was questioning my gender and I, you know, was talking to one of my friends who was trans and I told him like, "Hey, like what do you think of non-binary people?" And he immediately blocked me and said there's only men and women. There is no in between gender, which I thought was weird considering that he himself was a trans man. So it's like, okay, so
You
yes,
also dated a trans man, so
Wait.
would you consider that a straight relationship that you were in?
no, because me personally, I was identifying as pansexual at the time.
Oh, I want to give my opinion here. So for me, like a lot of people feel
Because
like
Tristan, you are trans, so
yes.
let's hear it from the source.
So like it really depends, because like it also depends on like how passing you are and stuff. Because like if you look completely like, say it's like a guy and then his girlfriend, she's trans and she looks completely passing and everything about her is a woman, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not that like non-passing trans women aren't women, but they, you know, can have more masculine features and like everybody's got their own taste, you know? But for me, like, I kind of think of it like if you're a straight man, you want a feminine character, right? And if you're like you like them like things associated with womanhood, like with girlhood, with like femininity, you know?
Mhm.
And then like if like with a gay man, it's more like you're into that masculinity, like, you know,
Masculine energy. So you're more attracted to the energy rather
right?
than
But
the
there
like
is a
actual
lot of
genitals.
right, but there is a lot of gay people and a lot of straight people who's attracted to like, you know, people who don't fit into that like girly feminine girl or
And I
like
was gonna
manly
say,
man.
so like this is a hot take, but this brings up a good point on this subject. So, like, for example, like someone like me who's a more masculine woman, does that take away from my womanhood the fact that I am more tomboyish or into women? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I'm not feminine presenting. Now, I do know people like we'll bleep that out. She is more tomboyish and but has a boyfriend. So
Right.
that doesn't make him gay because he's with her and she's just not a very too much of a feminine person.
Exactly.
My personal opinion is I think in this person's situation, I think people should mind their own business first of all. Like you don't ask people about that.
Right.
My advice to the poster is to just not listen to them. You know yourself. You're straight. You know, you are, like Tristan said, with a woman, because
Right. Like,
trans women are women.
if they want to identify it as a straight relationship, then that's how they're gonna identify it, and
Yeah.
you need to respect that. Me personally, if I was the one dating a trans man or woman, I would still identify myself as pansexual, but that's on like my ideals and my mindset. And that doesn't mean that like you should just assume that the the guy in this example is bisexual because he doesn't identify that way. I was going to ask you, Tristan, that also leads me to ask another question because of that story that I told about my trans friend saying there's only men and there's only women. And I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just asking, like, I genuinely want to
Right.
know what you think on this.
Oh
But
yeah.
like me personally, him saying that there's only men and there's only women, there's no in between sexuality or gender, I mean, it makes me think, okay, well, I mean, it wouldn't like trans men and trans women, wouldn't that be their own gender in of itself because there's cis men and there's cis women?
Yes, because really, like, if you ask me personally, like, what I really think, I believe in God and I believe, like, in a higher power. I believe that everybody is, like, very specific for a very specific reason. You know what I mean? We go through certain things that, like, you know, put us through growth, put us through struggle, put us through this, that, like, to, like, you know, develop us, right? At the end of the day, gender, like, your genitalia, you know what I mean? Like your physical body, like I believe in the spirit. Like I believe in the consciousness and like your soul, you know what I mean? Like outside of this body. So for me, like it really is very fluid. Like you said, like you feel like there is like a very valid, like you have a very like good understanding of that to where people like might just look at it as black and white, like it's this or that, you know what I mean? But at the end
Right.
of the day, like if you can see the whole like,
It's
there's
like
like
a
a scale, like
spectrum.
right, and, like, you
Yeah.
can just kinda be in limbo. You can have these things about yourself and these things about yourself. You can have a Gucci and dress like a stud and, like, do this and you know what I mean? Like, you can just explore, like, it's all different. Like, it can be very fluid, like and, like, for me, like, I'm a very masculine woman. Like, there's a lot of you know, I can't even sit here and deny that. You could look at me and tell, you know what I mean?
Same.
But, like at the end of the day, it's not like I'm like, "Oh, yeah," like, I'm like a woman, like, you know, like, it's never like a competition type thing or like a like,
Like
trying to
who's
take away
more
from
women?
anyone.
Like
Right.
yeah, like what
Yes.
makes you a
Right.
woman? You know what I mean? It's not like
Yes.
I know what you're saying.
And a lot of non-binary people, I feel like, especially, like, a lot of these femme gays and a lot of these lesbians, like, studs that look like the sexiest men, like, they, like, are passing as men, you know what I mean? Like, sexy as
Mhm.
hell. A lot of those
Wait, are
people
we talking about
really
studs?
intimidate people, yes.
Some studs that are so sexy. Like I swear, God, I never a day in my fucking life. But I'm not kidding.
Mhm.
There's some like studs that were like be so sexy. Like they were like look like a man.
But also, if they identify as female, like they're cisgender, that doesn't take away from their womanhood.
Or
Just the
being
fact that they're
non-binary,
masculine.
like they
Yeah.
don't really
Yeah, they just look sexy sometimes. Is all
they're
my
just who
point.
they are, like and you also could have a genitalia preference, but that could be different from like your social preference. Like you could want somebody who looks like a woman or looks like a man, but has like the opposite genitalia or like a
Mhm.
different position or like you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
it's
that's why it's
all
a
different.
spectrum.
Right.
Speaking about genitalia, our next story. I'm in a relationship with a trans woman and she's amazing, but I'm worried about sex. For context, I'm 22, non-binary, AMAB. Tristan, help.
I've never heard that one.
And she's 23, male to female. I've never had intercourse and I don't like the idea of anal sex at all. But with her, that'll be the only option for intercourse besides. And even then, she's too dysphoric about having a penis to let me reciprocate. I just fear that I will feel bad if
That's a
I don't
bad position.
do her in the butt.
Oh, why would you put it like that?
She loves me a lot, and when we have our first time, it's mostly up to me. Oh, when we have our first time is mostly up to me. She wouldn't feel sad about not doing anal, but I would. I hate the idea of climaxing without her. The idea of finishing without satisfying the other person is deeply disturbing to me for some reason. I can and will discuss this with her later at some point.
You
But
gotta get
even
it out the
then,
way.
I fear nothing might come of it. Because this is genuinely a me problem about feeling bad. And nothing she says is probably going to help me. The fact she's so accommodating only makes me feel worse for some reason. Being told that I'm perfect and she's happy to have met me feels wrong. I don't believe anybody should feel like that about me. And I almost feel like maybe she's just emotionally vulnerable and I'm taking advantage of her or am going to at some point. Last time I got too comfortable around my partner, I eventually started being a passive-aggressive asshole to them, and I just don't want to be like that again. Wait, I don't think
This is
anal is the
very
problem.
toxic. Right, this is not the problem at hand.
Yeah.
That's
This
literally
is
what
a
it says.
very toxic person here.
It
This
literally
is
says,
crazy.
wait, I don't think anal is the problem, and yet I really want to avoid having sex of any kind. I'm afraid of seeing her topless, even though she has some seriously impressive knockers, years into
What?
HRT, and I don't know why.
Who wrote
What
this?
is this? You
Uh,
don't want that person. If you are with somebody and you are not sexually attracted to them, no matter how much you love them, that's your friend. You love them like your
right.
friend. If you
And
don't have the attraction, like that's your good friend. That's like your bestie.
Or
And
they're just asexual. Like,
right, but like
hello.
at first I was thinking, oh, this person's an overthinker, but now it's just like, okay, the whole being passive aggressive with your last partner. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, you
like,
also have problems
Right. You're
that you need
staying
to
until you
focus
build
on.
resentment, right? You're not putting the foot
yeah.
down, having a backbone for yourself and what you want. That's
OP
crazy.
has some like actual serious issues, and I think they need to go to therapy.
Yeah,
But you know
well,
what? I did agree with one part. One thing out that whole thing I feel like was valid about pleasing your partner or being pleased and not pleasing your partner.
Yeah, I get
That's some
that. Like,
lame
I
shit.
wouldn't want to be a pillow princess.
right,
And
but
then
I
like, you
think
know, they're
that what
not
Yeah.
what the OP is saying is that they want to climax at the same time, like with their partner. But the thing is that there's so many different types of relationships and sexualities where you don't like have to climax at the same time for it to be gratifying.
it's not gonna be like some perfect movie scene where you're having like
Exactly.
this
Mm-hmm.
killer like
And
explosion moment. Like
taking turns actually isn't that bad.
I don't know what's going on. I just want you to know that my mom just asked what the fuck we were talking about, so I had to put my AirPods in.
I'm not a lesbian, but if a girl wants to eat, she can eat my but I'm not eating hers. So
Okay. This is a short
That's-
one.
Brenna, you're my aunt. I don't want to know.
Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, would it be a bad idea for me to date a trans woman? I'm scared to ask this. It is complicated for me. I am 22, non-binary, and I am bisexual. But when it comes to romantic attraction, I lean more towards women. Thing is, I absolutely prefer penises over vaginas in every way. And I know some people are going to say, just date a trans woman, but I'm really worried about that possibility. I love trans women for being women, but I can 100% see how this comes off as a fetish, which I really don't want. Additionally, a very high percentage of trans women don't even like using their penis, at least not in the conventional ways, which I respect, but it wouldn't really work for me. Option 2 is date a man, and maybe casually that's nice, but I just don't think I can imagine myself growing old and dying with a man. A woman, yes. Another NB, probably. But I don't know about a man. I don't think it's a fetish. I think it's valid, and it's like we talked about earlier, is sexuality. Someone in the comments said option 3, date someone that will use a strap. And they said maybe, though I'd really like to do oral, which I guess is technically possible, but what's the point?
It's
I don't-
giving chaser. It's giving tranny chaser.
My best advice on that would possibly to try to find a more feminine presenting man who still identifies as a man but is more feminine presenting.
I
It
feel
is
like
a
there are ones
predicament,
out
but
there who would like
I
cater to like,
say
you know what I
fuck
mean?
what
There's always
society
someone,
says.
right? There's always
Yeah.
someone to cater to your needs, like what you like or what you want.
Oh yeah. I say fuck it. Date a trans person.
Aw. I hope he's out there with the, or they're out there with the trans baddie,
I hope so.
living it up.
There was no update, unfortunately, but if you're out there,
That one seemed more wholehearted
cheers.
than the last one.
Oh yeah, this
And they
one
were even like
is
self-analyzing.
this one's a little bit juicy. It's called "Should I Out My Friend?" I'll be right back when I get back. Brief intermission. We're reading this.
Jesse,
Bro,
I'm
I
trying to
still
remember
have
the
an
girl
anime
from
era.
Subway Surfer. The
What?
one girl. The girl off Subway Surfer. You know who I'm talking
What the
about?
hell are these
Not the guy,
comparisons?
not the main one, but like that girl.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not.
It is. She's a baddie.
Girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, that does look
boring.
like Jesse.
We all ain't gay,
Is she such a
bro.
baddie?
Oh my god.
Should I out my friend? I'm not LGBT myself, so I thought I should ask here for some advice from people who might have a better judgment on this than me. One of my friends was trying to add me on Discord so I could call them on there while we played a game as they had recently gotten muted in that game due to something they said. While he was doing this, he accidentally sent me a request on what I guess was his alt account instead of his main account. I didn't immediately see the request, but after sending the request, he hopped off as he to do something. So now was sitting here with a request that I just realized wasn't from what he had said his account was. I looked into this account a bit, and after a bit of looking, I found that it had been tagged multiple times in other websites, which led me to finding multiple accounts on what were basically incel forums that had the same name. Some of the stuff here was disgustingly racist, including a photo very racial slur under the sun, rants about the evils of crossbreeding and how he wishes he was a pure Aryan. This was honestly pretty shocking as I did not expect this from him. Now here's the problem. On some of his posts on these websites, he goes into great detail about how he is bisexual. I had no knowledge of this before. As far as I know, he's told everyone in real life he is straight. However, since he has repeatedly failed to get with women, except it was said in a much more disgusting and incel type way, he has decided he will only be with men, and described multiple hookups he had, and how he is trying to work towards becoming a ultimate femboy. All of this is coming completely out of right field to me because I never expected any of this out of him. And yes, I'm 100% sure this was him as the age and ethnicity line up. You can see the inside of his house in pictures he's posted, and like I said, he has tagged his alt Discord account in these posts on occasion, seemingly to send nudes to men. Here is my predicament. People, at least our other friends, should probably know that he is a massive racist. Honestly, maybe even a Nazi or eugenics supporter based off some of the stuff he posted. However, I don't know how I could do that without providing proof, which would inevitably also reveal that he is bisexual and sexually active with men. And the area we live in is not super accepting to LGBT people. I'm going to think about it more, but I was just curious what input I could get from this sub. Thanks.
Bro,
Okay.
being bisexual and also a major racist is a crazy combo.
But like,
Right?
here's my thing. Is like, yeah, it's fucked up, and I totally see where OP is coming from. However, on the other side of me, I think that his sexuality has nothing to do with him being a piece of shit. And why throw that into it when it's totally not related? Just to
Right.
get at
So
him
yes,
and try to like use it
that's
against him.
okay, because I'm listening and I'm hearing like the race things, like he's saying this racist stuff, but then like the Aryan race. We're
Yeah.
talking about the Nazi race. The Nazi race. This is what they wanted, like to like them. So that's already some weird crooked shit right there. But then like the bisexual thing's like, different if you didn't know about it. But like also like I get kind of why she mentioned if it was like in with all this other stuff, like, all bundled together. Like it just all kind of fell on her head at once. Like it does
Mhm.
kind of make it like a little bit like not that there's anything wrong with it, but like stacked with all those other things, it's getting freaky. It's getting there's
Yeah.
something wrong here.
It looks like people in the comments kind of agree with what I said because they said if you tell others about this, even leaving out the LGBT stuff, he isn't going to be treated well, so it really wouldn't change much in his life. Can you screenshot the racist stuff and not the sexuality stuff? Never out anybody without their consent. Doesn't matter if they're the biggest piece of shit in the world. It's not your secret to tell.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't agree obviously with racist people. They are pieces of shit. And I'm not defending him when I say this. I just genuinely like logistically don't think the sexuality has any relevance to him being
Right.
a
Well, I
piece of
do
shit.
think that it was weird how she said, like it's like a availability thing instead of like a natural inclination. Because naturally you have an inclination for what you want. You know what I mean? You're not just a
Mhm.
certain way because you can't get what you really want. That's not like that's weird.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just
yeah. So like they're implying that like he's not really like into men. It's just the fact that like he's like can't get it with a woman and is now
right.
calling women
Right,
and
like
now is
hating on
resorting
them
to
too,
men.
right? All
That
violent
doesn't
toward
happen.
women and shit, right?
I'm sorry, but like even like when I'm single and like I'm hating women, I never would be like, I think I'm gonna go men. Like
Right. Or like you're like,
it
I
has
can't
nothing
get
to do
no
with it.
bitches, so I'm just gonna go out here and get with a man. Like
So, consensus is no, you should not out your friend. Am I the asshole for ending an 8-year friendship after my cameras recorded her in my home when I was out of town? Backstory: my friend and I met when I was her hairstylist. Then we realized that we only lived about 6 blocks apart. Due in part to the proximity, we became very close, and she would stop by 3 or more times a week. We enjoyed a lot of the same crafts, and we had a mutual love of plants, so we often worked together in my yard or hung out by my fire pit.
right.
She had a lot of constant personal relationship crisis, which I always pointed out that she brought on herself, and it became more and more exhausting to spend time with her. Consequently, I slowly tried to limit our time together, although I did care about her and knew she didn't have many other friends. Okay, so I went out of town to visit my daughter at college. But before I left, I installed the new security system that I had received. It didn't really occur to me to mention it to anyone. When I was with my daughter, I told her about it and we got on her phone so I could teach her how to watch the cameras at home also. We have 2 cats and she wanted to be able to see them and interact with them. I was showing her how to see the clips from emotions detected earlier in the day. It was nighttime, so the house was dark, in which case the camera lights are on for detection. In a clip from 2 hours earlier, I noticed my friend walking through my house with the flashlight of her phone. She was inspecting every drawer, cupboard, and nook and cranny. My daughter and I were in shock. I texted her immediately. I asked her if she was at my house today, and she replied that she had been in the backyard picking up sticks, apparently for a fire pit she intended to have at her home that evening. Again, I asked her if she had been in the house. She responded that she had to go into my garage to look for a container. I then told her I had security cameras now. She laughed and asked why I was asking her if she was there, because I had obviously seen her already in the backyard. She had no clue that I had also installed them in the house. So I sent her a screenshot and asked her if she knew who that person might be in my house with the flashlight. She waited a few minutes to respond and then said, "Oh yeah, your cat got out." I asked her how my cat would get out if nobody was in the house, and she responded, "I'm so sorry, I forgot that I was looking in your house for some gel pens because I needed to do artwork." I reminded her that she had just bought 100 of them the previous week. At this point, I was really getting pissed. I told her that I was freaked out that I saw her sneaking around my house with the flashlight, and that made me uncomfortable. She just kept laughing it off, and then when she realized I really was upset, she changed her tune to one of remorse and said she just needed to find something to do because she was upset with her boyfriend. I told her I didn't think I could spend time with her anymore because I had spent years trying to teach her about boundaries and our friendship was beginning to exhaust me. So I was telling the story to the guy that rents my basement, and he said that she is at my house every time I'm out of town. He was used to seeing her around, so he thought maybe I had asked her to do something there. 2 weeks later, she texted and needed relationship advice and acted like since we're so close, it should not be a big deal. I told her what my basement renter said. I was super pissed at this point. She became very offended and said it was nobody else's business and I should not have told anybody about it. I told her our friendship was definitely over and to not contact me again. I told her that I was removing myself from toxic people. Later, I was talking to one of my other friends, also a client, about it. And they kind of made me feel that I was not a very good friend because I needed to have a talk with her and forgive her. They said that people make mistakes. I need to be forgiven and she should get another chance. Since she was exhausting me anyway, I just can't bring myself to want to have anything to do with her. Am I the asshole? P.S. She did not have a key. I did not always lock my back garage door. Lesson learned. No, you're not the asshole.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just right off the bat, like, if it's been 8 years of, like, just total exhaustion for you, the whole friendship, then you're doing yourself and that other person a favor by not dragging it on anymore.
Some comments. Not the asshole. You should seriously do an inventory check, see if she stole anything. I have a feeling she has been using you as a supply line for a while now. She is probably doing the same thing with your neighbors. That's why she doesn't want you saying anything. I would warn the whole neighborhood. OP said there have been many times in the last couple years where I was missing something, usually medication. Now everything makes sense to me.
It's weird as hell the way she tried to lie her way out of it. 'Cause she didn't
Uh-huh.
know. And then when she got caught, it still tried to lie. Once you get caught and you're still trying to lie, girl, let it to rest.
I mean, like,
The
you're
lie is
caught
tired at that
red-handed.
point,
Like,
right?
she's doubling down.
She's
Right.
doubling down. She is. She's trying. She's scratching at the walls. Get away.
Update. The reason I second guessed myself is because of my own weak boundaries. I felt sorry for her and thought it probably wouldn't happen again. But that was before I found out that she had done it many times before. And my other friend that told me that I should forgive is just a super kind and loving person. I know I made the right decision, but of course there is a sadness and loss of what I thought was an 8-year friendship. I appreciate all the comments and I feel good about the decision I made. Yes, doors are locked and security in place. Girl, I know it's like there is that element of loss because you did lose what you thought was a good friendship, and it's sad because that's not the reality of the situation. So you didn't really lose as much as your mind is telling you you lost.
Right. Really,
I
she's
think
thinking she
it's
has a good friend. This girl just wanted to steal her shit. She's like, this girl got some pills. and everything. Let me
yeah,
go
to steal
to her
your
fucking house.
medication, like that person has no conscious. I think medication is one of the worst things you could steal from somebody.
I cannot imagine like if we were neighbors and like you were just lurking in my house, like stealing my shit. Like, you're not even the person I thought you were.
I would out this
Crazy.
bitch on fucking Facebook criminal page.
So like this bitch really dry.
For
Yeah.
this next segment, we will be playing Would You Rather.
Woo.
All right, guys, would you rather compete in every summer Olympic sport or compete in every winter Olympic sport?
I don't know the difference.
I would
I
say
don't
summer.
know. I don't
just
know
because
nothing
I like
about
summer.
this.
I'd say
I couldn't
winter.
tell you about Olympia.
I'd say winter too because I feel like I know more about winter sports.
I'd say winter because it's not hot out, so it's not gonna be
I
hot.
Okay,
second.
well,
Right,
I
you could
agree
work
with
it.
winter lost.
Oh,
Okay. Would you be rather? It's because the question. Would you rather be forced to express yourself in rhymes for the rest of your life, or be forced to repeat the last word of each sentence that is said to you?
Probably be
That
forced
was-
to repeat the last sentence.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Repeat.
How
I
would
would
that
want
work?
to speak in no rhyme.
Would you rather be under attack by zombies or by Martians? Definitely Martians, because I'm terrified of zombies.
What are Martians?
Like aliens.
Aliens.
Nah, I'd rather the zombies because not gonna lie, zombies can't mess with your mind the way aliens could.
Right, the aliens all
They can
advanced
eat
and
your
shit.
mind. They can eat your
Bro,
brain.
that's only if you're slow enough, bro.
Yeah,
Run.
zombies
But what
are
if they're the
slow.
fast zombies? Like, what if they're
Then-
the ones that are like?
Then you know what? You stand there and you accept your fate. I'd rather die.
You still have a
accepting my fate
likelier
as a
chance of
zombie than getting my
Well, you
brain
don't know because what if
tickled
the
by an
aliens just want to
alien.
probe you?
True. Like, what if they're not gonna kill you? They're just like.
Bro,
They
I
just
don't want
wanna,
my I don't want my brain tickled by an alien. I don't care.
You'd rather
You
mean,
have your
I'm
brain eaten
scared.
by a zombie?
Yes, I'd rather die than
I'd
have my
get scared to
brain
have my
Ugh.
guts ripped out though.
Yeah,
Like
for real.
Walking
What if you're
Dead
still
style,
alive
like
and your guts are being
right,
ripped out?
like pouring out, like
That's fine.
But on the
Like-
contrary, I feel like aliens could like put you on like an operating table and like do who
Yeah.
knows what.
right all freaky,
Okay, raise your hand for
all
Martians.
freaked out aliens.
Raise your hand for
Just so
aliens.
No,
don't
wait.
I don't
You
know.
just said the same thing.
I'm
Raise your hand
iffy.
for
I'm just
zombies.
aliens.
Okay, well, zombies wins. You guys have more. Would you rather have unlimited access to the world's finest cocoa but never taste chocolate again, or enjoy chocolate daily but never experience cocoa in any other form? I would rather have unlimited access to the world's finest cocoa but never taste chocolate again.
What kind
You're
of
a
special?
materialist.
What the
is
fuck?
this?
What do you
Purpose,
do with
though.
cocoa other than
That
chocolate?
defeats the purpose, right?
Exactly.
If it's
There's a
not
lot you
chocolate,
can do
it's
with
just gonna be
cocoa.
bitter.
Bro, I eat chicken tenders. Cocoa ain't in chicken tenders, so I choose chocolate.
If I have all the cocoa in the world, I'll just sell it.
Yeah, get rich. Would you rather be the only human left on Earth or be surrounded by humans but unable to communicate with them?
Then
Ooh.
what's the point?
Either way, you're alone.
Be
Yeah.
surrounded by humans because like I can just like they'll like bring me comfort just knowing they're there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would rather be surrounded by humans but unable to communicate. Because if you think about a lot of people with disabilities, like who are
Communicate in different
nonverbal.
ways.
I know sign language, so I'm good.
Well, yeah, and actually 90% of communication is nonverbal. But
Right.
like even if like somebody with ALS or something where like you're paralyzed, you can't move. You know, like that's literally their reality, and people are there and care for them and still interact with them. So I think more reasonable. 5 in a row. We're winning. Would you rather only be able to text in emojis for the rest of your life or have the low storage space notification pop up on your phone every day?
Text and emojis. I'll just call.
I'd rather have the low storage space pop up every day. Because, like, it doesn't say how many times a day. It could just be once a day.
I choose low storage.
Same.
Alright, just say you hate me.
Would you rather go to outer space or the center of the earth? Definitely
Outer
fucking outer space.
Outer space!
Bro, why would I go to the center of the earth? There's nothing there.
You can't
I
even
learned
go
that.
there.
Smithers.
You can't even
Isn't
go
it-
there.
Isn't
Good
it,
for
like,
you,
really
Sarah.
hot there?
Yeah, you'd literally
Extraordinarily.
die.
Hot as the sun.
Or at
Well, if I
least
go
you'd
to
have a
outer-
chance
Really
in
good point.
space.
You said you can't even go there, and honestly,
molten.
that sums it up.
Molten
Yeah, it's like,
lava.
isn't it magma?
Magma,
there.
molten, yeah. It's all metal, molten magma, metal.
If I go to outer space, I'll get famous.
Yeah, Katie.
True.
Katy
Do I
Perry.
get to put my face on the
Gail.
moon or no?
Would you rather be best friends with Zendaya, but Tom Holland hates you? Or be best friends with Tom Holland, but Zendaya hates you? I'd
Zendaya-
rather
Be
be
friends
best
with
friends
Zendaya
with
all
Tom
the way.
Holland.
Hot.
Yeah.
I don't care what Tom Holland thinks of me.
Real.
Yeah.
That's friends with Zendaya.
Nah.
Zendaya.
Zendaya hot.
Zendaya's the coolest bitch to ever walk the earth, probably. Since, like, probably Marilyn Monroe.
I never really hear no
That's my
like
hot take.
cancel stuff for like Zendaya.
No, she ain't never been canceled.
Except
no,
when
she's
she
doing her
on
thing.
Euphoria. Spoiler alert.
Stop! I was so pissed when I saw the last
Bro.
episode of Euphoria.
Jessie was bawling her eyes out.
Are
That
they
was
gonna do
awful.
another season?
That's like a
Because-
comfort show, bro. I
Yeah.
like
They
it.
better not.
Yeah, I don't think they would do another season.
And it started with her birth and everything. It wouldn't even make sense, too.
Yeah, because Rue's like the main character.
If she didn't, then, like, maybe.
Okay. Next segment, we're moving on to Never Have I Ever. You guys want to do 5 fingers or 10?
5.
Cause how
Okay.
else am I gonna hold my phone?
Never have I ever played hooky from school or work.
Bro,
Bruh,
that's
everyone.
that's normal, bro. Everyone has done that.
Give
Get
us some
out.
wild shit.
Never have I ever stolen anything. Everyone's stolen at some point in their life.
Not your sister. She's just a baby.
Wait, did I? I think I stole a phone case.
Never have I ever missed a flight. I've never been on a flight, so no.
Me either.
I haven't missed a fight.
Put your
Oh,
hand
no.
up, Tristan.
Oh, yeah, wait. So, let's put a
Tristan,
finger
you
down
stolen
if you
something
have or
and
haven't.
you play hooky.
If
so
you
you're
have.
If you
free.
have.
Okay. Yeah.
Never have I ever drunk dialed my ex. I've never done that. Thankfully. Surprisingly.
Tristan!
I could be humiliated.
I believe you have, Tristan. I believe
Yeah,
that.
Tristan, that kind of reads for you.
Never have I ever rode a motorcycle.
I rode a 4-wheeler. I never rode a
I haven't.
motorcycle. Something like that.
Never have I ever lost a bet.
What?
Let's just skip
What?
that one. Where did the balloons come from? Never have I ever gotten lost alone in a foreign country. Never have I ever bribed someone.
These are stupid.
Never have I ever gone skinny dipping. I've actually never done that.
You know what? I really want to go skinny dipping. I feel like it'd be a blast and a half.
Dude,
Wait,
these balloons are pissing me off.
From the waist down, does that count?
From the waist
No,
down.
I think like full on skinny
Right,
dipping. Like
to
so
the
you kept
water.
on a top and just took off your undergarments and said fuck it.
Sarah,
Well, at that point, might as well take
free.
off the top too.
I feel like it should be the opposite of anything. Wait, do I have 2 fingers or 1?
I have one. You have
You have,
two.
you have 10.
This is a good one, and I think Sarah's done this. Never have I ever called a teacher mom on accident.
What do you think I've done this? I think I
I feel
have.
like I've done that before.
I've never done that ever in my life. Called a teacher mom.
I have.
It'd be so embarrassing.
It was super fucking embarrassing.
You're like, yeah, I was in high school too. Never have I ever trespassed. I have done that.
I have also done
Trespassed
that.
Lincoln School, and I did. The cops showed up, and
Me too.
Sarah.
I trespassed this like Rock Creek Elementary, I think. It's like all run down now. I broke into it.
Oh, it's abandoned.
Well, it's like
Yeah, like-
maintained, but you're not supposed to be there. Like they
Oh.
lock it up and everything. You gotta like sneak, and I don't think they have school or nothing. It's all run down. It's all like
Yeah,
freaky, like
like-
abandoned school vibe.
Yeah, the school I broke into was Lincoln School, and the gym doors were literally unlocked. So like we would go in there and we would take the gym equipment and start playing with it and like go in the
Come
classrooms.
on.
The desks were it was still set up like a school. Like there was
Didn't they tear it down now?
Yes.
it is torn down now.
Cindy, you were a badass kid, weren't you?
I was my dude. I literally at Sarah's open house. My old babysitter pulled up, and my mom asked her if I was well behaved as a kid, and she was like, "Her." She was like, "No." I was probably 5 years old. Threw my book bag across the room, and my babysitter was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "I'm having a bad day." I would be like, "Where's my chocolate milk?"
You were not playing around.
No, I wasn't. I was a demon. Never have I ever been to Disney World.
I have.
I have as well.
I've never been.
I love Disney World.
I love Disney World. It's a dream. It's a real life dream.
Well,
And that's a good way to end this episode.
and thank you guys for watching. Anyways, yeah, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you guys have any ideas for topics you want us to cover, leave them in the comments below. I feel like this is gonna be
Smash that subscribe button. Sorry.
this is gonna be
Smash
a start to a good beginning.
It's beautiful.
Smash
I mean,
that
it's
subscribe
beautiful.
button. Tristan, shut up and let me talk.
And that's a wrap. Okay, hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up. Everyone's information's in the description. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next one. Wait, let's all cover our cameras. Ready?